Alright guys, so today I have a really embarrassing story to share with you that's going to be followed up by a little DIY here, and I actually wasn't even going to make a video about this just because it was so embarrassing to me, but I figured it's good to keep everything here on the channel honest and open and just let you guys know what's going on. So a little while ago I was jacking up my car and I was kind of rushing. It was dark out and I put the jack in the wrong spot. There's a jacking point underneath the engine and I missed that by a couple inches, so I was actually lifting the car up by that plastic engine cover, which ended up being really bad. So I got the car maybe about a foot off the ground and I just hear a really loud pop and the whole car just dropped and my heart just sunk as soon as that happened. So I checked everything out. The good news is it just missed the engine by a few inches. It didn't damage the belts or anything like that. There's nothing leaking, no coolant leaks, but my radiator fan is completely destroyed, so today I'll be installing a new one. A huge shout out to fcpeuro.com. I reached out to them the other day about the situation, and unfortunately the only fan that they sell for this car is the original BMW one, but even still they looked around and they made sure that I got the best price possible on it, and they're just such a good company to work with. Beyond their prices, beyond the service and everything, they just have such an outstanding team. They really go above and beyond for the customers, so I cannot recommend them enough. If you have a BMW or a European car, you owe it to yourself, you know, go on their website, keep it bookmarked. Whenever you need parts, they're just always there for you. So yeah, shout out to FCP Euro, and let's get right into this DIY. Alright, so before I get started, I want to say it is a little bit ironic that I'm replacing a cooling fan when it's about 5 degrees Fahrenheit outside, but you really want to be safe with this stuff. It doesn't matter how cold it is, that you can still get really warm, especially when you're idling for a long time and there's not enough natural airflow. That's what the fan is in there for, so yeah, let's go ahead and replace it. The first step is just removing these two T20 Torx screws. That way we can get the air duct out of the way and make some room for the fan to come out. Now we can pull out this air duct just by releasing the two rubber tabs on either side that connect to the air box. Now looking at the fan from the backside, you're going to see one little wire that we need to unclip, as well as one T25 Torx screw. Now disconnect this wire and just pull it up out of the way. On the top of the fan here, we just need to disconnect this hose, which is just fastened in place. As you're pulling the fan up, be extremely careful of all the little hoses and wires because things tend to get snagged as you're pulling the fan out of the car.
Well, there's the problem right there. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Alright, so now the new fan's ready to go in. So this part here with the bulge is the top, and then the side with the stickers is the side that faces the engine. And then I can't stress this enough, be extremely careful of the hose here and the wires, and just make sure that nothing gets snagged. I've seen in some other videos this little connection here is really easy to break, so just be careful of that. Alright guys, so the fan is in. It was a really tight fit and it took probably 20 minutes of just wiggling this thing around to finally get it lined up correctly. So the advice that I want to give you is, as you're dropping it down, you want to go on a little bit of an angle like this. On this side of the fan, there's a couple little plastic clips that stick out and they're gonna get caught up on a hose down there. So if you put it in on an angle, you'll avoid that hose, and then you can kind of flatten it to the surface of the radiator as it gets lower in there. So just one little thing that I wanted to point out. So now that it's in, we'll put that screw back in, connect all these hoses and everything back up. Thankfully, none of these broke. Everything is just perfect condition. This is actually going really well today. So yeah, let's hook this all back up and then we'll be all set. Alright guys, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but the fan is running. I just drove around the block and then I let the car idle for about 20 minutes and the engine warmed up for the fan to kick in, so that's awesome. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, you found it helpful, please just give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And then also leave a comment down below and let me know your funny or embarrassing stories of working on cars. I feel like if you work around cars long enough, stuff like this is eventually going to happen, so we just kind of make mistakes and learn from them. But yeah, I'm really interested to know your story, so just leave a comment down below. And then also thanks again to fcpeuro.com for getting me the best price on that part. Seriously, they are the best. Any part that you need for your BMW or European car, I'll leave their link down in the description if you want to check them out. Thanks for watching guys, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.